Hey, what is going on YouTube? Last year sometime, I started this new transmog that I really wanted to get. But the parts that I needed, including the roaring flame shoulders or something like that from Firelands, just wouldn't drop, so I got really put off and ended up going for something else. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, the shoulders actually dropped and I found a replacement for the helmet I needed. And it wasn't until yesterday I realised the transmog that I always wanted from last year I actually had completed. So I chucked it straight on and here we are. So I thought I'd just make a video showing exactly what transmog is. It's very colourful for a Death Knight especially, and I'll explain how to get how to get it actually. So start off, we'll get rid of everything here and zoom in. As you can see, it's all red, and you have to see if you're not. I'm not actually a fan of seeing humans like faces and heads and stuff. I'd rather have like a big plate helmet. But for this particular transmog, there's nothing you can really do. A lot of people just like to make the character bald, but I thought I'd make mine look like a bit like Goku. But other than that, it's just, as you can see, all fire coming off your helmet, which is actually part of the new Molten Core or the 10th anniversary raid that it's probably gone by now. So if you didn't actually get the helmet, don't worry, there is another replacement you can get for that. So let's go over the individual parts that are necessary to complete this transmog. So pop up the character panel here. As you can see, we'll start with the helmet. I just mentioned that this one in particular is from the 40-man Molten Core raid. So everyone that did that, the big 40-man, took about 3 hours. It's out for a month or so. It's just recently finished. So if you have that, perfect, you can transmog it onto your character. If you don't though, I believe there is, I'll look further into it, but I know for sure there is a Blizzard actual helmet you can buy. It actually looks better in my opinion. I think the colours match, so I'll link that, but you do have to pay for it. I believe it's about $15. There's no way I'm paying $15 for a helmet when I already paid them subscription and for the expansions and stuff. So this was a perfect fit. And there may also be another one, but I'm not sure if it's like mail or plate, so I'll look into that. I'll take a note of it right now, and we'll move on to the shoulders. Neck is, you can't see neck, so don't worry about that. Here are the shoulders. Now this was the piece that would not drop for me and completely put me off trying to get this transmog at all. These are from Firelands, and since Warlords of Draenor come out, you can actually solo it, seeing as we're level 100, and it's an old level 85 raid. If you don't know anything about Firelands, a quick Google search will be sure enough to inform you what you need to know. Maybe watch a YouTube video of a full run through, how to get that, all that, and you can just run through it yourself, kill all the mobs, kill the bosses, and there you go. Hopefully get the drop. You can only do it once a week, but that's the problem. You don't get it the first week, you have to wait till next week. You don't get the second week, you have to wait the third week. All of a sudden, your transmog that's pretty much complete, because most of these parts you can actually buy just straight from the auction house. All of a sudden your transmog takes weeks to complete for that one more piece. Just that shoulders, that's all you had left. That's probably what will happen to you. That's what happened to me. It's very annoying. Moving down to the Hyperion armor for the chest. As I just said just a second ago, most of these parts you can actually buy from the auction house, and that includes the whole Hyperion set. The Hyperion set consists of the chest here, as you can see, transmog to Hyperion armor. Includes the gloves. There is a belt on the auction house for Hyperion, the Hyperion girdle I believe it's called, except I don't actually like it. It's not, Blizzard kind of just named it as part of the set to give a belt that kind of matches, but I don't really like it. So just chuck on whatever you feel matches the set. You'll probably have something in your inventory that's small enough or the same color to match it. This one for me is just the Cloudbreaker Great Belt. I'm pretty sure that's just a leveling Pandaland one, level like 88 Pandaria drop. I'm not sure, but a lot of you will have that. A lot of you will have something that matches the color scheme, or is just small enough that you can just, not even really notice. Again, Hyperion leg plates, bought off the auction house, and Hyperion greaves, bought off the auction house. Not very expensive at all. I'd say 200 gold a piece, and yeah, won't set you back much at all, which is the most amazing thing about this, because you don't see too many people run around in a bright red set. Especially seeing as it's only a couple of, probably 2k gold to get the whole thing off the auction house. A lot of other auction house pieces for Transmog can be a lot more. So then I move on to probably the last piece. The other pieces are not important because you can't see them. The last piece you can see, other than the tab, I'll talk about that in a second, is the weapon. Now, this is actually a very easy weapon to get. No dungeon runs, raids, unnecessary. All you need is honor points, and you go to a vendor. I believe it's in Area 52, unless they've moved it. Just a quick Google search of the Gladiator's Greatsword will direct you to exactly where that that vendor is. But yeah, it's an old PvP item. It already comes with that big bright enchant on it. So I've actually got Illusion Landslide on, but it doesn't do anything, seeing as it's already got this big bright one on it as part of its just default look. And I believe it's only cost you about 2,500 or 2,000 honor points, something like that. It won't take you very long at all. Just a couple of battlegrounds will get you there. You get that in a few hours, no problem at all. Finally, probably the hardest thing to get if you have no reputation with Shadowpan or didn't play throughout the Pandaria expansion, is the Shadowpan tabard I have on. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see there, it says requires Shadowpan Exalted. So trying to get Exalted with factions sometimes cannot be the easiest thing to do, but Shadowpan isn't too bad, especially now they made it so much easier, seeing as we are in a new expansion. So what you want to do is, around Pandaria there's 5 rare spawns, and these guys are called Zandalari Warbringers. If you fly around and kill them, which should be no problem at all now, seeing as they're all level 100, they have a chance to drop Shadowpan tokens. Every one of these tokens they can drop from like 0 to 3 in one drop. They drop fairly frequently. Every one of these drops will grant you 1,000 XP in that reputation. We go to rep. There's a few different in Mr. Pandaria. The Golden Lotus rep will drop. The Shadowpan rep will drop. August Celestials and Klaxi. There's 4 different reps will drop. The one you are interested in for this set is this one here. I'll put a star next to it. Is the Shadowpan right there. So what you need to do is get that into the Exalted field, which means here, as you can see in Klaxi, I'm revered. So you got to get through the stages. I'm not going to try and guess what they are, I can't really remember, but I know revered takes the longest. As you can see there, I need 21,000 XP. But if you run around, you don't have to worry about doing dailies anymore for that. Just run around killing the Warbringers. There's no limit to how many you can kill and how many drops you can get. You can get Shadowpan Exalted in one day. Make sure as soon as you get past the Honoured stage, which is I think 2 before you completely exalt yourself with them, to go to the vendor and buy the token that grants you double experience in that. So as soon as you get honoured on one character, even if it isn't the character you want your transmog on, you can go to the Shadowpan vendors, buy this token, and it will double. As you can see, actually I'll show you. It says there with the arrows here. As you can see, your account has been unlocked, or has unlocked bonus reputation gain with this faction. That means on one of my characters, doesn't matter which one, I went to the vendor after I've passed the honoured stage and bought one of those tokens. Just right click on that token, a big yellow light glows around you for a second, and there you go, you've earned yourself double XP for every rep that you bought that token for. But you have to be past honoured in that specific reputation. So I think I explained everything well enough. It took a bit to get through, especially that Shadowpan. That's all you need to do for the pieces. Buy most of them. Get 1 drop from... 2 drops, sorry. One is from the old Molten Core raid, or you can try and find a replacement helmet. But that's only if you didn't get this one from the 10th anniversary raid they put in. It was in for a good month. 40-man Molten Core. You'll remember it if you did it. because it took everyone about 2 hours. 3 hours, sorry. But yeah, everything else you can buy for Occidental cheap, except for shoulders and helmet. Weapon just costs a bit of honour. The hardest piece to get for this transmog, it's not very hard at all to get the whole thing though, is just the tabard. So all you need to do is get Exalted with the Shadowpan faction, go to the vendor and purchase it for like 20 gold, not much at all. It's just that stage of getting to Exalted that's the hard bit, okay? So that's the transmog, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do in fact want to rock this transmog on your character, just remember who told you about it. It was me, Evolution, and be sure to let your friends know that this transmog is somewhat copyrighted. I have seen someone with similar before. I believe they had the actual Blizzard helmet bought, different weapons. Weapons just up to you. You can choose whatever you want, and maybe some other piece. I'm not sure if they had the same shoulders or not. I believe there is Hyperion shoulders you can buy, but maybe not. They don't look as cool. This one matches so great. But yeah, other than that, guys, thanks heaps for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and share this with your friends if you think they'll like the transmog as much as I do. And I will see you guys next time.